Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to another episode of the Islamic podcast. So today we're going to discuss contradictions in Hinduism. There is a lot of contradictions in Hinduism. And there are some absurd stories, like for example, at one point somewhere in the Vedas it says that the earth is four-cornered, which means it's flat. For example, in Rig Veda 10:58:3, it says that thy spirit that went far away to the four-cornered earth, which means, the earth is flat. But then later on in Vishnu Purana, it says that from the waters, which are the body of Vishnu, was produced the lotus-shaped earth. So in Rig Veda, it says that the earth is flat, but in Vishnu Purana, it says that no, actually the earth is lotus-shaped.
You make me laugh sometimes,
I found this kind of funny. So I figured, I should make a video on the contradictions in Hinduism, because there are some absolutely hilarious contradictions in Hinduism. So yeah, let's get started. Number 1, the Polytheist Dilemma. In case you guys don't know, in Vedas, it is constantly mentioned that there are more than one god, right? And they constantly mention this. For example, in Atharva Veda 13:17, it says, Rohita made firm heaven and earth by him, the heavenly light was established by him, the firmament by him, the atmosphere, and the spaces were measured out. Through him, the gods obtained immortality. You read about this in Atharva Veda 13:17. So here you can clearly see that in Hinduism, even in the Vedas, it is mentioned that there are more than one god, right? This is a gods plural. This idea of gods or polytheism actually leads to contradiction. In Hinduism, there is this idea of Trimurti. Trimurti is kind of like the Christian Trinity. So basically, they have like these three main gods or godhead. It's known as Trimurti. So these main gods are Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. So these are like the three main all-powerful kind of equal gods. And what's funny is that, so they all have assigned role and they're supposed to, I'm guessing that they're supposed to be all-powerful and equally all-powerful. So it's kind of interesting because this actually creates a dilemma and a contradiction. And this is true for any polytheist religion, not just Hinduism. Which is that, imagine a scenario, right? Imagine Vishnu, the preserver, who is supposed to be all-powerful, who preserves all things, right? Imagine one day he wakes up and he decides that, I'm going to preserve Earth for all eternity. And then you have Shiva, who's the destroyer, who destroys all things, right? He decides, I'm going to destroy Earth today. What's going to happen? Will the Earth be destroyed or will it be preserved? Now, if the Earth is preserved, that means that Vishnu is the real god, and he was able to preserve the earth, and Shiva was a fake god, or like someone who doesn't deserve the title of god because he couldn't destroy the earth, right? Or, if the earth is destroyed, then Vishnu is the fraud, because he couldn't preserve earth, and Shiva is the real god, right? So we have a contradiction here. So what do? So the only way Hinduism or any polytheistic religion can be consistent is if the earth is both preserved and destroyed at the same time. Because if they're all equally powerful, then that should be possible, right? That has to be possible. Otherwise, this theology doesn't make any sense. But is that possible? No. It's a logical contradiction. Something cannot be both preserved and be destroyed at the same time. Which is why, and this proves why Hinduism or any other polytheistic religions are false. Because it entails that contradictions can take place, which is not possible. We know that for a fact. Now, if a Hindu or some other people who believe in polytheistic religion wants to prove this idea false, then they have to show that contradictions can actually take place. They have to prove the law of non-contradiction false, which is highly unlikely. So we can reject this idea of polytheistic religions out the window. This is a false, fallacious idea, and it shouldn't be taken seriously. So let's take this argument and let's put this in a syllogistic form, and this is what we get. Premise 1. If a religion entails contradiction, then it's either a false religion or a corrupted religion. Premise 2. Hinduism entails contradiction. Conclusion. Therefore, Hinduism is either a false religion or a corrupted religion. Now, again, this is enough to debunk Hinduism, and there can only be one God who gave immortality to the gods. So, in Vedas, there are contradictory information regarding who actually gave the gods their immortality. So, in case you guys don't know, in Hinduism, these gods, supposed gods, got their immortality and powers from another god. So, yeah, let's take a look at some of the verses and what it says. For example, at one place in Atharva Veda, it says that Rohita, okay, so Rohita is basically Vishnu, right? At one place, it says that Vishnu is the one who gave immortality to all the other gods, right? So it says, Rohita made firm heaven and earth. By him the heavenly light was established. By him the firmament. By him the atmosphere and the spaces were measured out. Through him the gods obtained immortality. So this is what it says in Atharva Veda. But then in another place, in Rig Veda, it says that actually no, it was not Vishnu. It was actually Shavatar. He's the son of a mother goddess in Hinduism. So it says, for thou at first produced for the holy gods, the noblest of all, portions immortality thereafter as a gift to man, O Shavatar. Thou openest existence, life succeeding life. You can read about this in Rig Veda 4:54 and Yajur Veda 33:54. So which one is it? Like, who gave the gods their power? Is it Vishnu or is it Savitar? Like, because these are two completely different gods. Yet they're praying to both of them, saying they gave the other gods their power. So which one is it? Then in another place, it says that actually no, the fire god, Agni, is the one who gave immortality to the other gods. It says, to the immortal, when to life thou springest, all the gods sing for joy as to their infant. They by thy mental powers were made immortal, Vaishvara, when thou shotest from thy parents. You can read about this in Rig Veda 6:7-4. So that if you read the whole chapter, it's basically about Agni, who's like a fire god. Yeah, this whole hymn is about praying to the fire god Agni. So yeah. Then in another place, it says that actually no, Indra is the one who gave immortality to the gods. or Soma, or basically, so there's this idea of something called Soma, and the gods basically drank it and became immortal. So it says, thy drops that swim in water have exalted Indra to delight. The gods have drunk thee up for immortality. Read about this in Rig Veda 9:106-8. So which one is it? Who gave the gods their powers or their immortality? I mean, is it Vishnu or Rohita? Is it Shavatar? Is it Agni? Or is it Indra? Who is it?
So I am confusion.
Because it can be all of them at the same time, because there are four completely different gods of different elements. So yeah, it's a complete contradiction. Contradiction number 2. How many castles of Sambara did Indra destroy? I think Sambara is like a demon or Ashura. So in case you guys know, Ashuras are like evil god or evil demon. And oftentimes you have stories of Hindu gods fighting Ashuras or Oshur in Bengali, as we said. So there's this demon called Sambara, and he had a fight with Indra, I think. By the way, in case you guys don't know, the whole Hindu mythology is kind of like Dragon Ball Z. There's a lot of fighting and training going on. But anyway, so at one place in Rig Veda, it says that Indra, when he was fighting Sambara, destroyed 100 of his castles. So it says the following: Ye ministers to him who as with thunder demolished Sambara's 100 ancient castles. Rig Veda 2:14-6. So here you can clearly see Indra destroyed 100 castles of Sambara. However, in another place, it says that no, actually, Indra only destroyed 90 castles. So it says, for Puru, thou hast shattered Indra 90 forts. For Deovadas, thy boon servant with thy boat, O dancer, for thy worshipper. For Adhiav, he, the strong, brought Sambara from the mountains down. Read about this in Rig Veda 137. Then in another place it says that no, actually he destroyed 99 castles. So it says, And Indra, for the sake of Divodasa, demolished Sambara's 99 castles, or 9 and 90 castles. Remember this in Rigveda 2:19:6. So which one is it? Like, how many castles did Indra actually destroy? Did he destroy 100 castles? Or did he destroy 90 castles? Or did he destroy like 99 castles? These are completely contradictory different numbers. So, yeah. Contradiction number 3. Who is the creator of heaven and earth? So this one is the most hilarious, and this is going to be the last one. So in the Vedas, the Vedic writers have no idea who created heavens and the earth. They basically don't even know who God is, okay? Who the God of their like religion is. They give completely contradictory information. So at one point, in one place in Veda, they basically said that they don't know. They don't know who the God is. So it says the following, in Rig Veda 10:129, 6-7, who verily knows, and who can here declare it? Whence it was born, and whence comes this creation? The gods are later than this world's production. Who knows then whence it first came into being? He, the first origin of this creation, whether he formed it all or did not form it. Whose eye controls this world in highest heaven? He verily knows it. Or perhaps he knows not. Right? So basically they're saying like, well, I don't know, bruh.
I don't know. You don't know? You don't know? You don't know?
Who is it? Who created it? This is hilarious. Imagine if in the Quran, if like some kind of religious text, someone goes there and they want to learn about, the guide to life. They want to know who created them, the whole purpose. And they read it and they're like, I don't know, bruh. Oh, who knows? Who knows who created us? It's so ridiculous. Here they're literally saying they don't know who God is. But anyway, they actually contradict themselves. So because another place they said, no, actually the creator of heaven and the earth is actually Indra. So they figured it out. So it says in Rig Veda 8:36-4, creator of the heaven, creator of the earth, O Satakuru, drink Soma to make thee glad. So this whole verse, or hymn, should I say, is about Indra. Then later on, they say that no, actually it's Brahman, or Purusha. For example, it says, forth from his navel came mid-air, the sky was fashioned from his head, earth from his feet. So this whole chapter is about Purusha or Brahman, which is another one of his name. So basically here it says that no, actually it's not Indra, it's actually Brahma who created the heavens and the earth. You read about this in Yajurveda 31:12 and Rig Veda 10:90. Then it says that no, actually it's Vishwakarma, who's like an architect god. Here it says that the father of the eye, the wise in spirit, created both these worlds submerged in fatness. Then when the eastern ends were firmly fastened, the heavens and the earth were far extended. You read about this in Rig Veda 10:82-1. Then it says, no, actually it's not Vishwakarma, it's actually Dhata, who's like a sun god. And it says, Dhata, the great creator, then formed in due order sun and moon. He formed in order heaven and earth, the regions of the air and light. You read about this in 1090. And then they said, no, actually it's not Dhatar, it's Tavastar, who is a fashioner god. So in case you don't know, in Hinduism they even have a god for fashion, I guess, who fashions stuff. But anyway, so it says, Hotar, more skilled in sacrifice, bring hither with speed to day, God Tavastar, thou who knowest even him who formed these two, the earth and heaven, the parents with their forms and every creature. Okay? I can read about this in Rig Veda 10:110 and 9. So basically they're saying Tavastar is the one who created heavens and the earth. Then they said, actually no, it's not Tavastar, it's actually Ribu, who is the son of Brahman, or Brahma. Yeah, who's like the son of Brahma. So it says in Rig Veda 4:34-9, Ribus who helped their parents, and the Ashvins who formed the milk cow and their pair of horses, made armors, set the heavens and earth asunder, far-reaching heroes, they have made good offspring. So yeah, here they're saying that it's Ribu is the one who's son of Brahma, who created heavens and the earth, or shaped heaven and the earth. Then they said, no, actually it's not Ribu, it's actually Hiranyagarbha, who was basically an avatar of either Vishnu or Brahma. It's not clear. Some sources say it's actually Vishnu, whose avatar it is. Some say it's like a Brahma's avatar. But anyway, it's just the following. Near may he harm us, who is earth, begetter, nor he whose laws are sure, the heavens, creator, he who brought forth the great and lucid waters. What God shall we adore with our oblation? So basically here it says that this God, this whole chapter is about this God, not necessarily God, but more like an energy, Hiranyagarbha. And it says how he created, like he is the earth begetter or creator of it. So again, which one is it? Like, who created heavens and the earth? Okay, I mean, was it Indra? Was it Brahman? Was it Vishwakarma? Was it Dhatar? Was it Tavastar? Was it Ribu? Was it Hiranyagarbha? I mean, who was it? Or do you not know? Because at one place they said that they don't know. So which one is it? Do you know or do you not know? I mean, if you do know, then who is it? I mean, it seems like they can make up their mind who their God is. So here basically they're commenting the fallacy of inconsistency. They're being completely inconsistent. None of this information is reliable, because you need to understand all of these gods have completely different attributes, right? They're completely different people. They're different gods. So it's impossible for all of them to independently create heavens and the earth. That's just not possible. Again, like I said, the Hinduism leads to logical contradiction, and which is why it's a false or corrupted religion. And so, yeah, it's a contradiction. It's a massive contradiction. And yeah, with this, I want to end the video. Thank you guys for watching. By the way, if you guys like the video, then please like, share, and subscribe. And again, if you guys really like my content, then please consider supporting me on Patreon. I am really in a desperate position right now. I lost one of my main Patreon backers. And so that kind of put me in a difficult situation, because, as you guys know, I used to do YouTube full time. And because of this, I'm in a tough situation, because I have to find a job, a secondary job. Otherwise, I can't do this full time. And I want to do this full time. So if you guys like my content, then please consider supporting me on Patreon, so I can do this full time, so that I can buy better camera equipment, research materials, etc. Right? And yeah, if you can, please consider supporting me on Patreon. And with this, I want to end the video. Thank you guys for watching. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.